Welcome to your weekly Oracle guidance and channeled inspiration. This is Kathleen L. coming live for March 14th, 2022. This is the week of March, the 14th. And know that these messages are meant for you, whether you're watching the replay or you happen to just come across this even a year from now, you are meant to receive these messages. Today's messages, and please go ahead and say hello in the comments and make sure you leave your name so I know who's saying hi. We're using StreamYard. And so if you're live with me, please grant StreamYard the ability to see your name so I can see your name as well. Each week, I pick 3 cards from an Oracle deck, and this week it's going to be Journey of Love by Alana Fairchild. And I also channel an inspirational message from the divine or the Great Spirit, God, whoever you want to say. And I share those messages with you so we can see what works for you and what doesn't. I also just want to make a quick announcement. I am creating a new program for women who have experienced loss. And I'm looking for feedback on what that program looks like. I've created it, and now I just want some feedback on what seems to work or what doesn't work. So if you're interested in giving me feedback, please just DM me, just privately message me, and I will set up a time and we can go through it. And I would greatly appreciate that assistance from you. So your channeled inspiration today, it's just fascinating how some of these things work, but your channeled inspiration today is be the best person you can be in every moment that you're in, and release any kind of guilt or shame or the should-haves or just embarrassment of how you behaved or didn't behave. I'll tell you a story in a moment, but the reason for that is the more we beat ourselves up, the more we create the energy in which that we were in when we acted in a way that we thought we shouldn't have, or someone else acted in a way that they shouldn't have, and we didn't respond. However it is, just hold yourself gently and just see what was triggered inside of you and why you may or may not have acted the way that you would have rather reacted. And sometimes we do react. We are humans. Sometimes things happen and we just have had enough of everything, and we just react in a way that we don't really think that we're good humans in the moment. And it's okay. Just make sure that you apologize if you have an opportunity, if you've lashed out at someone else, and explain where you are. And in addition to trying or being in the awareness that you behaved in a certain way, you can also just stop, breathe, focus on your breath, and don't react before that. If you get the hit that you should not be on the call, that you should not push something, that you should go for a walk first, go for a walk. Because that always is a little bit of a warning that you're better off. You're not in your highest aligned self if you're getting urged not to pick up the phone and deal with something that is difficult. The story I have for you, the reason why I think it's being brought up today, is that last week, I think it was last week, who knows? It was last week. My mom, fell, and she ended up in the hospital, and she's had some surgeries, and she's going to be great. But the reason why I'm sharing this is I was trying to help my dad out by canceling their flights to go back to Florida. And I wasn't getting through, and it was a really pretty difficult morning. I was like 4 to 5 hours of trying to get through to the airline. I couldn't get through the airline. When I finally got through, I got through to a travel agent, and I couldn't understand her. She kept cutting me off. And before I got on the call, I just got this hit: go for a walk, do this later. You don't have to push it or force it. It can wait a couple of hours. But I just kept pushing forward because I wanted to get it done. I wanted to get it done. I wanted to help my parents out. And long story short, she was going to charge me for canceling it. And after she kept cutting me off, and I had said a few times, really, I need your help here. And I'd appreciate it if you didn't cut me off, but you could respond to my questions. And um, so I tried to be a good human on the call. And eventually, when she said she was going to charge me, and then she said, you know, like I started to say something, she went to cut me off. I was not the human that I normally am, and I reacted. And I got off the call, and I was just so frustrated and so upset with the way it happened, because I was upset with myself for reacting the way I did, because I don't do that as much anymore as what I used to do it. And so I went for a walk, and I blew off the steam. I let it go, and I went with the flow of the emotions. So the key here is go with the flow of the emotions. When the guilt started to come up, I felt bad. I was a horrible human being to this woman. Um, I I knew in the moment that that wasn't working, and that wasn't right. And so as I was walking, I could feel the guilt come up. I could feel the shame come up, and I'm like, oh, interesting. That is all. That is, like I did behave in that way, and that's not who I am. That's not how I react in the world today. And so I just let the emotions ebb and flow, and I reminded myself of really going back to, when you get the hit, to do something different, do something different. Don't force it, don't push it, because when you do, your best and highest doesn't show up. And with that said, what I kept telling myself, you did the best you could with what you had in that very moment. You were the best human being that you could possibly be in that moment. That doesn't mean that I was a great human being. It just, in that moment, I was the best I could be. So let it go, because the more you beat up on yourself, the more energy that's created. And that's where you're sitting, is that energy of guilt and shame and blame and all that crap. And it's done. You don't need to recreate it by keeping that in your mind. Create a different energy. So I hope that message is helpful for you this week. And now we're just going to go ahead and draw 3 cards from from the Journey of Love, Alana Fairchild. Please show us what our oracle guidance is for this week. So the 3 cards will give us a little bit of awareness of what the energies are in the universe today. And I don't see any comments, so maybe there's some comments going up on a different page, but I'm not seeing any comments. So I'm sure that brought up a few triggers for some people, and how people react or don't react to you. That's funny. The first card is dream a little. So that's great that you're in the place of dreaming a little this week. Dream of what you want. Don't recreate what you've got or what you don't have. Don't keep recreating that. Dream of what you want. Oops, there's 2 cards there, so we're going to use these 2 cards. All right, so dream a little. Number 51, dream a little. I love this card. It's just, let the spiral of the dreams this week create the energy in which you sit in. So I heard on a podcast recently that your heart, when you're in your heart center, it creates 10,000, I think they said 10,000 times faster than when you're in your head. So why wouldn't it be great to be able to sit in your heart and dream about the way you want to live and feel what that feels like this week? Just you can manifest things by feeling it and then taking action on it. The cosmic butterfly, again, it's about transmuting, transforming into this beautiful butterfly of light and joy. And just look at that card. It's just so full of energy and sun, and just like this golden light up here. It's just, this week you get to dream, and as you dream, you get to transform your life into a place where you want it to be. Instead of wanting to be, you can feel as if it's already done. And there's this fire and ice, where do you want to be? What do you want to do? The fire and ice. You can burn in the depths of your shame and your guilt and your blame, or you can be in this place of just like, you can almost freeze that. It's what I'm seeing right now. It's like you can almost freeze that, set it aside, and let it melt away and transmute into a different energy. You can transmute it all and be in a space of love and joy, and just be in that space of just, you can do anything that you choose. You can have anything that you choose. It's the energy that's within you needs to be in an alignment with the thoughts and what you want to manifest. So I hope this is helpful for you. I hope you have a wonderful week, and remember that let go of the old emotions. Let it just go by. Good morning, Annette. Thanks for joining us. And be in the energy of what are the infinite possibilities. Ask the question, what are the infinite possibilities? What are the possibilities in this morning, in this day, in this moment? What are the possibilities? And as you start to think of the possibilities, there's more possibilities out there because you're only thinking of what already can be created. So I hope this is helpful. And I will see you next week on your live. And please keep me updated in this post and share with me where you are and how that resonated with you. Take care.